Hey, Coach, congrats again on the win last weekend. Obviously, folks around the team fan base are very, very excited to be able to watch you guys in person. What unique challenges do the Revolution pose to you guys, given the fact that they had a pretty dismal performance in week one? Thanks.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's early in the season, very early, and so everybody is still trying to figure themselves out, figure out exactly who they are, what they want to be, how they're going to play, who needs to be on the field, all of the things that go into that. And so, especially a team with a new coach like New England, yeah, it's all part of the process. And so, obviously, I would imagine that there is some disappointment in terms of their result in the first match against Nashville, but it's still a good team with a lot of very good players, and Marko Mitrovic has proven himself to be a very good coach. The job that he did with the U.S. under-20s over a bunch of years was very good, and so I would certainly expect them to come in here on Saturday and be very prepared to play a good match. And so we've used the week in in the best possible way. Obviously, we feel pretty good about the way that we were able to start things off in Orlando, but we were right back to work this week and trying to take the next steps and understand how we can take our idea of football, our package of ideas, and make it all even better.
Next, go to Anthony.
Hey, Coach. Just a question about the offense, which looked to move the ball around very well during the first game, but not as many goals as probably you would have liked. What was the message in training this week to keep them on point, to do more, but also improve?
Yeah, I mean, we work on our football ideas every day. The part of how we want to play, how we want to create chances, how good we can be in the attacking part of the field, how that connects with what we do when we lose the ball, how quickly we can counter press, how aggressively we can defend. Those, again, when I talked before about this package of ideas, those are fundamental things that get talked about and shown and worked on every single day. So, like I said, we feel good about when we had when we got our first chance in Orlando to test ourselves and to test where we are. But the part of now every single day, every week, trying to take it all and make it even better, even sharper, to make it so that it can hold up against the best teams, and we can sustain it for longer periods of time over the course of games. That's what we're after.
Next, go to Christian.
Coach, in terms of kind of the lineup configuration, obviously you went very young with a couple guys in your starting 11 to open the season, I should say. I'm kind of curious in terms of the way you plan going game to game. Is this something fans and us in the media are expected to see more of? Are you going to be inclined to go kind of with these younger players right out of the gate, or was this sort of a feeling out process? How did you kind of come to that conclusion, and is this something that will stick through the rest of the season?
I'm very, very lucky that we have a really good group of players, and I've said it a bunch of times. The way that they have responded to some new ideas, some new ways of training, that part has been incredible from day one. And we have talked over and over again about this idea that we have to create an environment where every single guy comes in here every day excited about what we're doing, proud of what they're a part of, thinking in every way about what is best for the team and the collective, but also ready to push and challenge themselves as an individual to improve and to take all of the ideas that are being thrown at them and bring them to life every day, and to take the individual qualities that they have and make sure that they can hold up in our idea of football. And we want an environment every day that is fun and exciting and competitive and dynamic, and an environment that challenges the players in every way to get better. And within that, then as we move through weeks, we're gonna be constantly looking to see which are the ones that we feel like are responding to things the best in any given moment, who's in the best form, who physically is at their best, and then we'll make decisions as we get closer to the game about who's gonna be on the field. But like I said, I'm very lucky because the group to a man have responded in such a good way. The environment, the training sessions have been really good, and so we're going to continue on this path.
Next we go to Dan.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hope you're doing well. 2 questions. Number one, if I can ask you about, of course, facing the Revolution, Leo Campagna is their top striker right now. How dangerous is he, and what do you have to do to try to prevent him from getting any balls inside the net? And secondly, is there any update on how Cameron Harper is? How has he been in training? Has he started training since his injury recovery session from last year?
Yeah, I mean, first, Campagna is a really good striker. He has good experience in the league. He is physically strong. He's a guy who knows how to run in the box and get chances. And so he certainly is somebody that we will have to do a really good job on the day. Obviously, the other big key to their team has, and this is not new, is Carlos Hill and his ability to float around and find spaces, and with his football intelligence and with his left foot be able to really dictate things and then make really important plays in the attacking part of the field. So it's really important for us that we do a good job on both of these guys. That is for sure key part of the game. Cameron Harper is making good progress. He's back on the field. He's first of all really excited to be back on the field. It's been a long, hard rehab process for him. And whenever you have a player who has worked so hard like he has to now get himself back to this point, then the excitement when he starts to get himself moving, get himself back in the group in little ways, when he starts to feel like a football player again, that part's exciting. And so, we're going to continue to move him along in good but smart ways, and we'll see. There's no pressure or no set timeline on that, because ultimately we want to move him along in a good way, and make sure that he's feeling good and at his best each step of the way.
Next we go to James.
Thank you for the time, Michael. Best of luck this coming Saturday. The club announced today the signing of a new left back in Joel Masanka Bungi. Just what can you tell us about the player and what the fans and media can expect from him moving forward?
Yeah, young, talented, left-footed defender from Red Bull Leipzig. And so we are really excited to have him join us. The people in Leipzig and at Red Bull Global speak very, very highly of him, and so we are really looking forward to adding him to our group and to seeing if we can take the really good starting points and help develop him even more.
Everyone, I don't see any more hands for Michael. We have time for one or two more questions if anybody has any. If not, we'll let him go about his day. We'll go to Dan.
Michael, if you don't mind me asking you, when you returned home from Orlando, how did your family celebrate with you your first win in MLS as a head coach?
It was late. My wife and kids were sound asleep, but they were. I spoke to them after the game when we were on the bus in Orlando. They were really excited. Sunday we had a really nice day at home as a family. Obviously, the snow came in later in the day, but it was fun, quiet Sunday. And yeah, we enjoyed the part of celebrating that together.
And we'll finish up with Anthony.
Coach, I know that there's so many new players on this team, and last week being the first game together, we saw a little bit of, I don't want to call it miscommunication, but some scary moments, like when playing back to Ethan Horvath. How does that normally work with teams? How long does it take them to get their rhythm together, so that moments like that aren't taken advantage of?
Generally speaking, I know what you're talking about, Anthony. I would maybe see those a little differently. I don't think they were. I wouldn't necessarily call them scary. I think the part of having defenders and a goalkeeper who are confident, and even in a away environment in a really good stadium like Orlando, that against a good team we still have the confidence in our ideas and our football to make the right plays and still in moments under pressure connect passes and play. That part is great. We talk every day about this idea of personality and courage and stepping on the field to play our football no matter what. And so I saw a lot of good things in that regard. To your point though, and it's a good one, yeah, the development of relationships, of connections, of understanding between players, that is an ongoing process. And obviously we are absolutely still a new team, and so the understanding of collectively what are our ideas, how do we want to play, but then also the relationships and the connections between pairs or triangle, wide triangles on the field, like that part will continue to grow and develop every day.